Hello, this is Adam Began, and I'm the host of Historically Haunted Show, where I talk about some very rare historical and haunted locations that I visited. I also interview some of the very best in the paranormal and cryptozoology field. So tune in every Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Paranormal King Radio Network. And prepare to be educated about the unknown.
Hey, historians, welcome back to another great episode. Adam the Historian Ghost Hunter. I'm your host, the Historically Haunted Show on the one and only King, the royalty channel, Paranormal King Radio Network. We're streaming live from Canada out to the world. We're reaching Ireland. We're reaching Mexico. We're reaching all of America, all of Canada. We're reaching Scotland, I think. A couple weeks ago, we had someone in from, I think, Japan a week ago. So all over the place. You can catch us all over the place. I have some guests up with me tonight. I want to call them my friends. I mean, they're acquaintances. I don't roll with them every day, but I've done some paracons with them, and I always have a great laugh with these great folks. So let's talk about Lauren Perez, a.k.a. Lauren Radical. She's one half of the Radikals, Radikals, her and her husband, Danny. She's also the owner and co-founder and also lead investigator and case manager, basically the fucking girl of all hats at the MassConn, M-A-S-S, capital C-C-O-N-N, MassConn, one word, Paranormal, Massachusetts, Connecticut. They're New England based. And right now, she and her husband, Danny, are my guest, Danny Perez, a.k.a. Danny Radical with a K. Danny, he's an odd dude. Not in a bad way. I mean, I wouldn't have him on my show if he wasn't. He literally makes custom Ouija boards out of Coffin Wood from Connecticut, and that's no shit, and that's probably one of the coolest things ever. I still need to get my board from him. He's also the curator, as well as his wife, is the Museum of Wonders. It's a haunted archivist. They have a bunch of haunted items, and they've actually been talked about, been to Paracons, and they're going to be on shows, and we'll talk about that. They're both also, that's what I get for smoking a joint before the show, investigators at the CREEPY Chronicals. Those are both with C's. Danny himself is the owner, operator, photographer at D.L.P. His initials, Danny L. Perez Photography. And without further ado, they drove all the way in their Hearse, which I've actually sat in pretty stoned before. And they're actually at the Sleepy Hollow Paracon in Tarrytown, Sleepy Hollow, New York. We're talking to them live, guys, from the hotel. Lauren, Danny Perez, how are you, brother and sister?
We're good. How about you?
Excellent.
Awesome. Sorry for the long introduction. I want to get everything in, and I'll let you guys plug it, but I like to be somewhat professional. So you guys are there safe and sound. Lauren's there. Every time I see Lauren's fucking timeline, I get hungry. Always posting good recipes and shit. So you guys are out there. Did you bring any little treats with you? Any little surprises that you can talk about?
Yeah, whenever we do a paranormal convention, we usually bring a couple items with us from the museum and to tell their stories, and people always have an interest. So we keep doing it. And
I love that.
We brought one of them is a human skull that was used in black rituals, and there's a piece of the skull that is missing, and it's actually, if you look at it, it's in the shape of a dagger. The dagger was carved out and used for sacrifices.
Whoa.
We have the head, but no one has found the dagger. So that's one of the pieces we brought. Yes, we brought a toaster with us. Believe it or not,
okay.
If you Google the satanic toaster, It's hilarious. We actually were approached last month with someone that had it, and now it's in our possession. The Satanic Toaster.
Wow.
Yes,
Wow.
it's crazy. And then the last piece we brought with us to show is came out of police evidence lockup last year, and it was in evidence for good reason. It was one of the forks that was in Jeffrey Dahmer's apartment when he was found to be eating people.
Whoa, dude, that thing was used to consume human flesh. That had human flesh on it, like spaghetti.
And that's why it was locked up in police evidence. And last year it came out of police evidence, and it was given back to his father, Lionel, and Lionel didn't want it. So there was 4 of them. I know where 3 of them are, and one of them's in our museum.
Wow. See, that's what I love. Danny does his research. It's not just about getting a hearse and doing this stuff. Like him and her, like, pardon the French, but they're balls deep in this shit. And that's what I think of me and a lot of my friends are. Well, it's true. I mean, of course, it's this time of year, and I love that it's almost Halloween, and it's your time right now to go through these Paracons. But you don't stop, man. You don't watch Annie movies in the middle of February and March. You're still very much both, and you're both not drinking blood. Come on, you're both beautiful people that have families and lives. And I'm sorry about Bella Lugosi, the puppy.
Thank you.
This show's dedicated in the honor. You
Oh,
guys are
man.
very down to earth, good people. Seriously, and Heather loves it. She's all about it. She was sad. She just follows the page and shit. So, we got a bulldog, so she's all about it. So I'm gonna skip real quick. You don't need my ADHD, and I ain't talked to you guys since my vodcast. This is a little different, but Lauren, so you're rolling with the punches. You're still fucking rolling with the punches. I mean, you love this shit, right? I mean, you're not just Danny's wife. You're very much 50. You guys are very much a team in this, right?
Yes, and it's interesting for me because with my abilities, I'm coming into a little bit of psychometry.
Yes.
Like when I pick up that fork, I immediately want to get sick.
Wow.
Like the skull, my hands vibrate. And it's interesting for me because I pick up on little things. So,
Right.
But yes, we are definitely
Right.
a team.
So
Yeah,
I mean, obviously you're not a proclaimed medium, but you're sensitive of sorts. I think you're definitely an empath, but you definitely get those sensibilities where, I mean, fuck, you guys got a whole house full of this shit. I mean, if you guys haven't seen my vodcast, check out Historically Haunted. I have it saved on my YouTube channel, but I'll have to do it again because my season finale is coming up on Halloween. So season 2 starts. I got to have a lot of my guests back, and I got to have you guys back and show more of your stuff because you guys. How do you ground yourself, guys? Either you can answer or both of you can have your own answer. But how do you guys I forget. I must have asked you before, but what do you guys do? Do you guys have sage? Do you believe in that? Do you believe in putting railroad spikes in each corner of the house? All that witchcraft type shit to say, you know what I mean?
Personally, for me, I don't really believe in the supernatural, so I do nothing.
No
Myself,
shit.
on the other hand, I make sure I try and sage at least once a month, if not twice a month, the entire house.
You know,
I love
let
the
me go back.
sage.
Let me go back to the I don't believe in the supernatural. Like, if you take those 2 words, that one word, and you break it apart to 2, as in supernatural, things being supernatural, I believe in that. I believe in energy. I believe in science. But these people that come to us that bring these items that are having, causing problems and stuff, I believe them as well. And if we can help them, that's all that matters.
I love that, Danny. I love that things that keep you up at night. Those little things you ponder on Facebook, like little things. Well, you're a thinking man's man, dude. It's hard to keep up with you half the time. I fucking sit there and I ponder on what you say half the time, and if I get to like it, because I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm all stoned trying to figure out what you're talking about. Heather says, my girl, we do get. I don't know if you guys see the chat. We do get a chat room. Heather, my girl Heather's in there. Witch and Heather says hi, and she says, "Yikes" on all the skull stuff. Nicole Gaspard's a radio show host on here as well. She asks a question. She says, "Hey, Danny, does the skull pieces have any attachments that you know of? These ritual
that would be
skulls?"
more Lauren. I think
Lauren.
somebody had said something about an adolescent female. It was you, right?
It was me. Yeah. It's not a very large skull, and it does feel adolescent. So I get a very young person's vibe from it.
And there was a lot of pain involved. I remember
a lot of pain. I was saying that. Yeah. And the vibration.
I wonder if the person was alive when they did that or something. These satanic rituals, these black masses, as you say, some of these can be really fucking horrific, almost Hollywood shit. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Someone says Danny don't give attention to that. That's why he's safe. That's true. It's not that Danny doesn't believe; he just doesn't give it attention. And I think Lauren doesn't either. But it's good to burn sage. Heather does burn sage. We have lavender and shit. It doesn't hurt. Like going to church, man. Whether you believe in God or not, it doesn't hurt to sit in a fucking pew for 20 minutes, dude. Really, it's not gonna burn you. You know what I'm saying?
We just, yeah, definitely use whatever you have available. We just helped a family 2 weeks ago. And we used pagan rituals. We used Catholicism, and I went out and smoked with a peace pipe with the elders and gave offerings to the indigenous. So it's like whatever works. If you got it, use it.
And actually,
dude, that's like shaman.
My daughter actually wasn't feeling well, and she's listening right now. So hi, Carissa. And
hi, Carissa. Get in chat if you can, girl. Oh, is she in chat? No, we got a bunch of chat. But yeah, anyway, shout out to your girl. She's the one we hung out with, her and her boyfriend in the back of the hearse, right?
Yes.
That was at the Portland Paracon last year, yeah.
Yeah. Well, she was at home, but she was with us through Facebook Messenger. Live. And she was able to look things up when words came across the ghost box. And
she was able to research on the fly, and it was a huge help.
Wow. Shout out to that. Teamwork. It don't matter. You don't have to be there. There's people behind the scenes. Just like movies and anything else. No one gives credit to the guys holding the camera, the people behind the scenes talking on the. That's fucking awesome that your whole family, it's kind of a family thing. You guys, I mean, you kind of got it, right, Danny? You can't have a house full of this shit and have people come over and go, this is my father. He's got fucking skulls, you know? I mean.
Yeah. You should have seen when the house appraiser came last year. Oh, my God.
Oh, Jesus. You got some explaining to do. Don't call the cops. I swear to God. Someone said something about, excuse me, big hit. Phew. King, Ross, who we talked to before the show, Ross Raposo, he thinks the world of you guys, especially the coffin shit and demon shit. He's going to be all about that. He was mentioning about Johnny Zaffis now there, and Lorraine's nephew. You hang out with him at all? You collaborate with him or anybody else when it comes to that shit?
Not really so much. I know of him. I've met him a few times and everything, and he really loves my Ouija boards. He kept coming back over that one time at one of the conventions, because one of the Ouija boards I make is in the shape of a coffin, and he was just like, he loved it. But no, we don't really collaborated on stuff like that. I mean, we have, I don't know. I mean, I have been to Ed and Lorraine's house back when they were alive and things like that, and that was amazing. I mean, I met them at University of Connecticut. They were doing a lecture, and Ed's like, "Hey, why don't you come on over sometime? Here's our number." And then it was like a couple months later, I went over. It was amazing.
Oh, you bastard! I was gonna say, man, you went to, I remember you were at the first WarrenCon last year in Connecticut. Your hearse was parked right in back of our police car, right in front. I forget now, one or the other. Yeah. And you were there, and you were at the Portland Con. You were at the first WarrenCon. Here you are, the first ever Sleepy Hollow Con, which my boy Chris Sanders puts on. Shout out to Chris. Oh, yeah. I couldn't make it down. I've been there before, but I got invited to something to be a guest tomorrow at this place in Bridgeton. They had sightings of this werewolf-like creature back in the 1960s. Ate a bunch of cattle, and then they disappeared. And they called it I forget what they called it, like a fucking Waswambi or something like that, something weird. And it's inside this old, they want us to broadcast my vodcast live tomorrow. I was like, fuck, that's killer. So I'm going to go do that. I'm gonna do so they're going to do a speech about that. And then Tombstone Paranormal. Jim Brown, you know Jim Brown?
I know the name Tombstone Paranormal.
Okay. They're going to be there doing like a live, basically letting the, I don't want to insult people, but letting the layman know about ghost hunting, the ones that don't really know, that just want a boogity boogie for Halloween experience. So it's like a class 101 of paranormal, basically. But then they're going to do a real walkthrough. They're very educated. So that'll be fun.
That's wicked cool. That's wicked cool.
Yeah, but I wish I was there. I'm there in spirit. You guys are going to fucking slay it. So what do you got? Let's talk about that. I want to promote it. I want to get that right off the bat because we start losing listeners. Of course, everybody gets ADD and they start tuning off after about 45 minutes or so. So let's promote the shit out of this event for you. What time the doors open? Where are you going to be? And what can people expect? And what's the address? Let me know everything. Like I don't know what's going on this weekend.
Okay. It's at the Sleepy Hollow Convention Center and Hotel. I believe it starts at 10.
10 to 6.
10 to 6.
Yep.
There's going to be all kinds of vendors there. There's going to be paranormal lectures throughout the day. There's going to be demonologists talking about things. It's just going to be a lot of vendors, paranormal investigators that have tables. We'll be there slinging our wares as well, you know, Ouija boards and whatnot. Basically, we do the conventions so we can fund what we do helping people, because we don't charge people for what we do.
Mm-hmm.
So we do these conventions to help pay for our expenses for when we do these things throughout the year. It's going to be a blast.
See, I can dig that, and I'm not going to cut you off real quick, but that's why I get you guys, dude. I could have literally, like I told Ross, I go to so many places. I went to fucking 4 or 5 Stephen King Creepshow 2 filming places this last week I could talk about alone, but I don't want to. I want to talk to people that are true and that I love and appreciate, and you guys are doing shit right now, and I wanted to highlight what you're doing this weekend, so that's why I brought you on, because you do this to help people, and you do cool shit. Ouija boards out of Coffin Wood, you sell coffin nails, you sell cemetery dirt. I mean, you bring up places that aren't remembered. You guys don't just, I mean, obviously everybody loves Lizzie Borden, everybody loves the Conjuring House. I'm not knocking any of that, but you guys will do anything from home cases to your unknown church in the middle of nowhere, right? You guys don't exclude nothing. On popularity-wise, I'm saying.
Anything at all, whether it be, you know, cryptids, UFOs, whatever. I mean, we'll research anything. It's what we do.
I love that. Like Lauren, I mean, Lauren, you cover Massachusetts and Connecticut with your group, but I'm sure you'd expand to Rhode Island, Maine, Vermont if you got called upon. You're basically New England-based, correct?
Oh, yeah, we've gone all over. Yeah.
Yep. MassConn has been all the way up here to New York and
all through New England.
All through New England. Yep.
Just not my home in Maine yet. You guys come up, you know, now.
We're getting it.
I lived, well, Heather lives in Old Orchard Beach, a little south of Portland by 20 minutes.
Okay. Yep.
But I moved recently to I don't like to give it away because the town's so small, people could find me just by going there. There's like population 300. It's literally that no one in that town. But I live basically, yo, dude, I walk outside every time I hear a noise and it's a fucking raccoon or a turtle or a fucking wild rabbit. You ever see a wild rabbit? That's a trip, dude. I thought I was on mushrooms. Those really exist.
Yeah, they do.
So Danny, I live about 35 minutes away from Bangor, and I can bring you to filming sites from it and like Pennywise and all that shit and Stephen King's house. And there's different shit. America's second oldest garden cemetery is where they shot Pet Cemetery, and it's also where Hannibal Hamlin is buried. That's the guy who's America's first Republican vice president. He was Abraham Lincoln's vice president, and he died while he was a vice president. He had a heart attack.
Damn. Yeah, we have to come up there.
I'd love to show you around, Danny. I'd love to. Buck's tomb. You go to the tomb in Bucksport where there's a dancing foot on it because he had a girl accused as a witch that he got pregnant, and he had her killed. She was all dancing in their grave. So a black foot appears on their grave. They put it, I gotta bring you guys. You fucking love it, Lauren. The food you guys could try. Fuck, you guys could crash at my house. I'll have a slumber party. I'll bring the popcorn.
It'll be a blast.
I love you guys. You're both down to earth people that you're both excited to be on it. I got a bunch of questions. I can't ignore fucking people. So we're gonna get back to your sexy asses in a minute here. Nicole Gaspard. Nicole wants to know. She asked what your favorite crystals are. I guess that'd be more for Lauren though, unless Danny's got them.
I kind of like the rose quartz. And I do go for more like the obsidian.
Okay. Everybody says obsidian. Everybody says obsidian. That's a big one, huh, Lauren?
Yeah, it collects negative energy, and because you have the hematite. I'm sorry, not obsidian. Hematite.
Yeah.
It's not. It's a mineral.
That's cool.
I mean, I talk to witches, I talk to atheists, I talk to Catholics and sisters, and they all say that amethyst and fucking.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's a big thing. Makes me a believer. I'll try the Kool-Aid once, right, Danny?
Oh, hell yeah. It doesn't hurt, man. It doesn't hurt.
Ooh, okay. This is a great question, and it's for both of you independently, or you guys can both talk about it. Ross the King goes, "What's Halloween like at the Perez house?" Oh God, must be Christmas, right?
Actually, for us, the greatest part about this season is the fact that we can actually go shopping for home goods for decorations everywhere. Other than that, it's
a normal day.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we're doing anything this year for Halloween.
No, we're not.
And we live out in the middle of nowhere, so there's no trick-or-treaters that come. No. And if they did, they'd be too scared anyway.
Yeah.
You guys. See, you know what's funny? I kind of agree. It's one of those things where Halloween's more than a day. It's the whole month, I feel. So just all month long, I'm watching classic horror movies. Like I just watched Frankenstein, The Bride of Frankenstein, Creature, The Mummy, all, Bela Lugosi, the real Bela Lugosi, all that shit, the werewolf meets Frankenstein. And I love that shit. So I think to me, it's an all month thing. Like I said, I love Halloween decorations. The leaves, as you know, New England, pumpkins and the leaves changing and shit. What do you guys, this is a question from me. This is a question from Adam, the host. What do you guys like to do traditionally for this time of year? Apple picking, pumpkin patch shit? I mean, is it shopping for decor?
Apple picking, most definitely. Carving pumpkins, pumpkin seeds. For me, that's like top of the line.
Yeah, I do like when I make the apple crisp.
Yeah, Lauren's quite the cook, so when she makes the apple crisp and the way the house smells, and it's just. But we have this tradition where we can't go apple picking until after the first frost, because after the first frost, the apples get twice as juicy.
I fucking heard that. I have heard that living in Maine my whole life. My fucking my uncle or someone say that. Wait till the first frost. Apples get double the taste. I go, no shit. It jolts them, right? Like jolts them into fucking New England. You got it, man. No shit. See, so my listeners are probably like, oh, they dip them in goat blood? No, they're normal humans. They eat like apple crisp guys. They're not demonic. Right. They might do demonic shit, but they don't. Let me see. We had another question. King asked if Sleepy Hollow is a city. Actually, I'm going to answer that real quick. Sleepy Hollow used to be North Tarrytown until 1996 after the movie, honestly, in the lore of it all coming back. If you look it up, it says historic Sleepy Hollow, 1636 or whatever, like the old Dutch church. If you look it up, it was North Tarrytown until 1995. It was officially Sleepy Hollow in 1995, so it's just a baby. And that's no shit. I don't know if you knew that or not, Danny, but yeah, you know me, dude. I'm this story. When I went down there, I fucking looked up everything I could to, you know, that in that cemetery, Sleepy Hollow, the Chrysler guy that did the Chrysler cars and the Chrysler building is buried there. Chrysler from New York. He's in the Sleepy Hollow Cemetery. Yep, as well as Washington Irving. You know, and then also. Is Rockefeller, one of the Rockefellers who rebuilt the Sleepy Hollow Bridge. Yeah, brother. Wow. And for the Pet Cemetery music video, the Ramones filmed it there. And that's a little tidbit.
No, you got to be kidding me.
Look up you got to go. I watched the Ramones Pet Cemetery. They walk through and they're walking through and they touch a lamb and shit. And I tried to match it up. I couldn't find it. But when I went, you could Google it, brother. And swear to God, Sleepy Hollow Cemetery is attached to Old Dutch Cemetery. That's right up your guys' alley because you guys look for the beauty in things. You're in this to help people. You're in this for the fun, but you both have a very good eye on things. You're very much. This is your life, right? You guys are in love with this.
Actually, what we like to do, like a normal date for us, is going to sound kind of weird, but like. If the weather's good, we'll go to a cemetery. We'll pack a picnic lunch, and we'll go to a cemetery and put out a blanket and have a picnic. And each of us will pick out a gravestone, and we'll research it. We'll research that person's life because that's a story that's not there. It's most likely forgotten. And whatever little bits we can find on it, we just try to cling to it and go a little further and a little further, and it spider webs out until you finally, hit pay dirt.
Mm-hmm.
That's a guy and a lady after my own heart. This is gonna bring Heather in and have a 4-way. Can't do a 3-way because I mean this is bad. But That's what, dude, people used to picnic in the 1800s, early 1900s in their loved ones' tombstones like they were there.
Yeah.
And that's because graveyards they're beautiful. They're free. I mean, besides walking your dog and letting your dog shit all over it, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, cemeteries were, back in the day, looked at as parks. They were places where your kids would play and you would converse with your relatives that had passed. And we've missed that. It's more become like a taboo, scary place. And you only go there when you're sad. And it's like, no, go there and learn about it. I wish they had like those, what are those things? The QR codes. I wish they had those on like the headstones where you could scan it and like get that person's life or an obituary or something.
Oh,
I mean,
Danny, trademark that shit. That's the future.
That way the stories are there, man. The stories are always there.
You know, two things to touch on real quick. And I'm not going to make this all about me because we got so much to talk about all your things you guys do. But I think one of the things that ruined cemeteries for people was Night of the Living Dead. They're coming to get you, Danny. Look, Lauren, there's one there.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
I think between that and I think I don't know, man. I think people are so in tune to go to the mall and go to the movie theater and there's 80 people at the bar. Let's go in and wait in line and get a beer. That looks like right now, bro, Salem, like you said, I'm good on Salem. I'd rather go in January than go in fucking October. I'm good.
That's what we said. You know, September and October, we skip Salem. We skip it.
Yep.
You know, we'll go in December.
November, which will be there in November.
Yeah, but the normies, the weekend warriors, the Barbers, the Karens, they like to go in September and October because it feels right and it's the thing to do. And then November 1st, they're right on to Thanksgiving and Christmas and fuck Halloween until next year. And that's how we differ. So let's talk about. I'm gonna go off on a rant. So let's talk about. Let's talk about Creepy Chronicals. Where can people find that? What's that all about?
It's something that we've been developing for quite a while now, and I was actually
years.
Yeah, it's kind of like the name says it all. You know, it chronicles all things creepy. I mean, whether it be just legend, paranormal, cryptids, UFOs. If it's creepy, it needs to be chronicled and like we'll tell the story. And it might be turning into a podcast very soon on a weekly basis. So, stay tuned for that.
Oh, I love it. Yes, I remember how you said you're gonna kind of open it up and possibly do these tours and lectures. And Carissa joins us in chat. Hello.
Hi, Russ.
She made it. We got Terry York in chat, Nicole Gaspard, Melissa Keene, Carlos Nunez, Witch and Heather Caminiti, my girl, of course Ross and me, and of course everybody listening that can't make it in chat. It's kind of hard. You kind of got to do both. If you're on your phone, you can. If you're on your computer, So shout out to everybody that's listening. We're talking to Danny and Lauren Perez of the Radikals, which I guess basically with the Radikals with a K is just kind of your forte. It's not so much or is it its own thing, or is it more or less a label, I guess?
Well, it started with me. I've been a musician for many years throughout the 90s and early 2000s, and I was always known as, their band was called the Radikals, and I was known as Danny Radical, and everywhere I'd go, people were like, hey, you're that Danny Radical guy, and it kind of just stuck. The band went away, you know? It was like, so, yeah, it was Danny Radical's Museum of Wonders, and then Lauren came into the picture and she's like, hey, I want to be a radical. I was like, you are.
I was going to say she is, dude. She's one of the coolest chicks in the field.
Oh, thank you.
Even though I can't stand that word, the term the field, because you guys really aren't in that. You're your own entity. You're not a weekend warrior. I guess not that that's a bad thing against anybody that's listening, but you're not your typical, let's go have buffalo wings and take selfies and go home and brag about it, and then I'll see you next time. You guys, like you said, man, you guys research this. That's what me and Heather do. And I love that you said that. And I got to touch on that real quick because I love that you guys pick a gravestone out of piece. And I can see Lauren sitting there with a scrapbook or notebook, and I can see you in the same. Everybody deserves to be remembered. Everybody has a story. Just because it's not the Black Lady or the Crooked Man or Annabelle. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, that all great and good, dude. Amityville, all that shit's great and good. But there are thousands, possibly hundreds of thousands of historic and or haunted things, or just regular people. I went to a gravestone because, like I said, where I live by Indian plantations up here. I live by Mount Katahdin, where the Appalachian Trail begins or ends, however you look at it. Yeah, dude. Oh, real quick, I gotta bring you. I'm an hour and 10 minutes away from the B-52 crash site on Elephant Mountain in Greenville, Maine.
You gotta be kidding me.
Dude, I got a video on my YouTube channel, Adam the Historian Ghost Hunter. You gotta check it out. Danny, there has got to be thousands of fucking parts screwed across this mountain from 1963. 7 men died. The pilot and the navigator ejected off their seats and parachuted. Yep. One landed in the tree, the other one landed on the road and broke his leg. And they were there, dude, until like the next day, and it was negative 20 degrees in the middle of February. And they were there for like 12 hours. And 2 of them lived, and one of them still alive to this day. I want to interview him, but
holy cow. Yeah.
They don't say it's haunted, but that's the type of shit where you can dig, because it doesn't. I don't need it to be haunted to be cool. If it's historic or monumental, that's huge, right, guys? You guys would love to see that.
Oh, definitely. I've heard that there's some like cryptozoology type stuff on the backside of Katahdin that happens every once in a while.
Oh, there's Wendigo and Bigfoot and UFOs. For Christ's sake, not the Adirondacks, but the Allagash.
Yeah.
UFO incident. Betty and Barney Hill, that's New Hampshire. I've been to that site in Franconia, not.
Yep.
So
I can't go there.
Huh?
I said I can't wait to go there.
She can't wait to go.
Oh, dude, I went on. You know me, Danny. I don't give a fuck. I live for this shit, and I'll go right down. I went to the site that it happened. There's a big green billiard placard there that says the government documented as the first ever UFO sighting. So I went to the site. Then I went to their grave sites where they're buried in Kingston, New Hampshire. They're both buried together, and it says the document, the interrupted journey. It says on their tombstones.
Wow.
And while I was there, the next town over is Exeter, New Hampshire. That's where they have the UFO festival, and where that other guy got a UFO that missed. So I went to that site, and then I went to Portsmouth, New Hampshire, where Betty and Barney Hill lived, and where they both died in the houses, an apartment building in Portsmouth that I saw from their Shock Docs documentary. I paused it on the address. I googled the address. So I've done everything but gone to Dover, where her dress is, where the stain is on her dress. That stain.
Yes, the dress of the stain. Yes.
So you guys are into all that shit, man. You guys are all around. Do you guys watch normal shit like fucking Steel Magnolias and shit like that, or is it always cryptids and serial killers?
No, Lauren's into that kind of stuff.
That's my one pleasure, Lauren. I'll cry during that movie.
Yeah,
Julia Roberts eyes. Oh, that's sad. Lauren, what about UFOs and aliens? You're right into that shit too, though. Seriously, like, do you believe in mermaids? How far do you go with this mystical creature stuff?
Oh my goodness, that's tough. I mean, I believe in the paranormal. I believe in Bigfoot. I believe in cryptids. I know that they're out there. I'm teetering on the fence with the aliens part of it, but my dad was a huge Ancient Aliens fan. And actually, that's one of the reasons why my dad and Danny get along so well. But
nice, Danny. Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm teetering on the fence, but anything's possible.
Anything's possible.
I think it's harder to disprove something. Like, you can't literally look at me and go, "Yep, look, this doesn't exist, and here's the proof." Like, how can you prove that it doesn't? You literally can't. It's easier to prove it does exist. You know what I'm saying? And with all the accounts of old shit, especially in New England, between witches, the vampires of Connecticut. I just watched the new series called Lore, Lore, and they talk about the Jewett family. Pretty good series. They talk about, I think, the Jewett family of the Jewett City vampires or whatever in Connecticut. That's pretty cool.
Jewett City vampires. They're about 30 minutes south of us.
The Ray family.
The Ray family. Yes.
Yeah, they fucking dug her up and her heart was still warm like 3 months after she was dead, so they burned her heart and shit like that.
Yeah, and then Mercy Brown was in Rhode Island. There was another vampire that actually, they found clippings in Bram Stoker's files about that, and they think that may have helped him to inspire to write the story.
Yes, fuck, that's what I was actually talking about. There is one in Connecticut, but that's what I was talking about. That's the one on Lore. And they found his paperwork, and they found that wrong his paperwork. I go, holy shit. And they go, she was the New England's first vampire, and of course the witch lore. So you guys don't.
Yeah,
I'm gonna ask you something. And we'll start with Danny this time. We'll go to Lauren after. Give me a bucket list of yours. Give me a bucket list that's not American, that's like out of America, and give me one that's in America. Give me 2 places you haven't gone yet. You'd love to go.
I would love to go to the Suicide Forest.
Japan.
Yes, out in Japan. I would love to just.
Wow, that's a first. I haven't said that yet.
I would love to feel the vibe, you know. And as far as America goes, I would probably say I would love to explore the Grand Canyon. I'd like to explore the Grand Canyon. Like,
Okay.
I heard there's some stuff out there that's, you know, pretty weird.
That's a first too. That's a
What
first.
up?
We were versus New Orleans or Gettysburg or shit, but
Yes, actually, let me recant that on the Coral Castle. That's where I would love to go. The Coral Castle in Florida. Ed Leeds.
Oh, please enlighten me.
It's
St. Augustine?
No, I don't think it's in St. Augustine. I forget where it is, but it's in Florida. And there's this guy, Ed, way back, and he was a very thin, very sickly-looking man. And some people took care of him. I think it was tuberculosis he had at the time or something like that. They nursed him back, and he worked with them and stuff like that. And they gave him a piece of land, and the piece of land that he wanted was basically worthless because it was all coral. It was all, you know, under
Homestead, Florida.
And Homestead, Florida. So what he did is he took this piece of land that was no good, and he chiseled this coral, and he made it into his freaking castle. And you can take, like, he's got like a door. There's Edward Leeds Skilden, and he's at this door, and it's like scientists had tried to redo it. You just push it with one finger, and the damn thing spins. And the thing is, no one knows how he did this because he did it alone.
I'm looking at it now on Google. Yeah. Homestead, Florida, Dixie Highway. Edward Litterskillen.
Edward Leeds Skilden, yeah. And like, I was always fascinated with this ever since I was a kid. I saw it on the old Leonard Nimoy In Search Of show. And it's just, and he did this for his love, that hopefully she would come back to him. And actually, Billy Idol wrote a song about it. What the hell's the name of that song?
Oh my goodness, you have to.
I can't think of it now, but Billy Idol wrote a song about him. No, not Dance With Myself. I forget what it was. Type in Billy Idol.
Dude, you type in Coral Castle, honestly, and like it says that he was also known as the anti-gravity man.
Yes, and that's the thing, because when he did these 3-ton pieces of coral, he moved them by himself, and when no one is around, and if someone would come around, sneak in, try to find out, he'd stop. Sweet 16, that's the Billy song. Thank you, Sweet 16. And so it's like nobody knows how this happened. He wrote a book, but nobody can understand what the hell's in this book about anti-gravity and things. Crazy. I'd love to go.
Yes, he was 26 when he did it. He was rejected by his 16-year-old fiance in Latvia. Just one day before the wedding, she left the United States and came down with allegedly terminal tuberculosis, supposedly. It says that he used reverse magnetism and supernatural abilities to carve the stones by himself. You ain't shitting, Danny. Holy fuck. That's wild.
Crazy, man.
I've never heard of this.
It's crazy. I've always wanted to go.
Wow. 1923, Danny. Wow, you just learned me. I love hearing new shit, Danny. Right at the bottom of Florida. Right at the very, very base. Wow.
Yeah. So that's basically where I'd like to go.
Bravo. Wow.
How about
shit.
you,
I need a cigarette now. Lauren, you're up, my dear. What are your 2 fantastic locations that I can research later?
Well, one of them is I want to go to Transylvania. I want to do Dracula's castle.
Okay.
That's a biggie. Good one. That's a good one, Danny. You can't say you wouldn't say no to that, my brother.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. And the other one kind of hit close to home for me, but ever since I was a little girl, I had this fascination with Abraham Lincoln. And I'm now 50 years old, and I still have that fascination with that man. I don't understand why, but I do.
Dave's the man.
So I would want to go to Illinois.
You'd want to go to Illinois?
Yep. To his hometown.
The land of Lincoln. The land of Lincoln. Bravo. Do you know where his homestead used to be? Would you know where the location is? It must be marked, I think.
Yes, it's actually part of it. Like the house that he grew up in is in a museum now, but you can go where he lived was in Springfield, Illinois,
which we actually have a piece of the front cobblestone sidewalk.
Yep.
Fucking
for
Danny.
Christmas.
It was legally obtained, by the way.
Yeah.
Legally obtained.
All rights reserved. Lincoln's the shit. I mean, Ford Theater's still up too. Not that you want to go there, but I'm sure that's got a little bit.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was very emotional. But one of the places that I want to go, just so I can experience it for myself, is
where's he buried?
Is what?
Where's he buried?
Where's Lincoln buried? Where's his resting place? Sorry to cut you off, but I'm trying to think. Is that in Illinois too, Lauren?
I'm looking it up.
I have no idea.
Maybe it's in Washington. That's gotta be. He's gotta be right there in like what's that big one in Washington, Danny? Fucking Arlington, right?
Arlington, yeah, that's
Lincoln.
Oh, she's Googling now.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. My ADD brain. I've had a couple beers. Danny, I got this beer. And it says Spooky Bones on the side of it, but it's called Shake Up Your Bones, and it's two skeletons dancing. And it's double hop IPA from Mass Landing Brewery here in Maine. Makes me think of you. I want to get a skeleton beer tonight.
So he's actually buried in Oak Ridge Cemetery in Springfield, Illinois.
Okay.
And so we'll have to go.
Oh,
yeah.
His hometown, right, Lauren? Yeah. You said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
But like I was saying, Adam, one of the other places that I want to go, just so I can experience it for myself, is Astoria, and I think it's in Washington. It's Washington or Oregon, I can't remember. But it's the town that Goonies was filmed in.
The Goonies.
Oh, fuck, that's Oregon, because the people on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yes, the Grimm Collective. You ever watch them? Grimm Collective, GRIMM. It's a guy and his girlfriend, Baby Ghoul, and they go to site. Yeah, they went there. They went to where the ships went out, and you can match up the rocks like the stone and shit. That's pretty wild. The Goonies. Lauren's a Goonie head. That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Actually, my cousin and I, they used to do an Awesome 80s prom every year in Worcester, Mass. And my cousin and I would dress up as Sloth and Chunk.
You fucking guys.
Oh, God.
Oh, shit.
You have a piece of the front porch of the Goonie house.
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty. See, that's like me. Like, I mean, obviously in paranormal, but like, dude, I went the other day. I looked up and I went to where they filmed the Pet Cemetery scene where Spot's buried. And you know, if you look, all the wood is all like all the tombstones in the wood. The cemetery are all painted white. Well, I found a piece of wood with white paint on it, and I got it in my room now at home.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure that's one of the tombstones. And I got a picture there, and I took a video. And if no one's gonna tell me it's not, and I went there and I matched up. The rocks are still there. Remember they went over the deadfall where all the wood was and shit. The boulders, Danny. All the rocks are still there. The wood's gone, but all the rocks you can match it up. Oh my God, Danny! I gotta bring you. I saw that. I saw that.
There was a documentary on it, and it showed that stuff was still there.
You guys are into that shit, movie scenes, and I mean, life's a journey, man. Life's a big. I mean, instead of watching people do it, which I mean, I don't want to say that because I want people to watch me, but but I mean, for the most part, man, I got a kick. Like in the Connecticut, they shot The Purge in there in Connecticut. Mystic Pizza was filmed in Connecticut. A bunch of movies.
Yeah.
So what's one of your guys' favorite local haunts? What's one of you guys' thing where you like, all right, let's go, hon. Let's go clear my, or if you're by yourself, Danny or Lauren, you just want to get your thoughts. Is there like a lake nearby or a cemetery or a house or something?
I just go out into the woods.
Oh, very cool.
I go out into the woods. We've got There's like 4,000 acres across the street. That's federal park. And we've got like about 1,000 acres in the back. That's land trust. So it's just, go out there, find a nice ledgy area that overlooks everything and just chill, just relax, watch the stars.
Very down to earth. Lauren, what about you? Very down to earth, Danny. I love that.
I don't usually go anywhere unless I'm with Danny, but I don't know. We have a lot of, I find it very peaceful just to sit in the cemetery, just to unwind, to relax, just say nothing and just sit there.
Yeah.
And it's very comforting for me. So I would probably say that.
Rainstorm, snowstorm, sunny day, if the leaves are falling. Like you say, man, cemeteries can be beautiful. If you take the morbid side of it, and if you, like Danny said earlier, you look at every tombstone, they tell a fucking story. So I'm going to make it fun real quick. We got about 15 minutes left. I want to make it kind of fun. What's both of your guys' go-to for, do you have, like, say if you go to like an event, you have a ritual meal or pizza or pasta or maybe just a ritual something sandwich that you do or make or like for food?
When is this? Like before an event or
Just
something?
anytime I get, well, I don't know, any, like say you're like, oh, big investigation or big, had a great weekend at the Parafest. Let's go celebrate by getting a steak or whatever the fuck. Is there something you guys do like that? Tacos or whatever?
God. Anything really. I mean, for me, my go-to all the time is tuna fish. So
Nice.
It depends on the location. I mean, if we're in Salem, we go to Flying Saucer Pizza and get a pickle Rick.
Yeah, pickle Rick pizza.
Oh, the UFO place by the witch.
That's the one. That's the one. Yep.
Yeah, boy, UFO themed. Yeah, buddy.
But if we have an event or investigation or something, for me, I don't eat before anything. Before any kind of event, I will not eat.
Really?
Even if the event's later in night, I fast for the whole day. I feel that I'm better with that whole starving artist thing, I guess. I don't know.
Makes sense. Your nerves and shit too. You don't need to get an upset stomach or the shits or something and to go.
Yeah.
Go.
I think I heard a
Makes
demon.
sense.
No, that's my stomach.
Yeah.
Those are called jalapenos at night, my friend. Carlos Nunez says great information, by the way, in chat. And a lot of people are responding saying great info, great chat, great guest. Definitely going to have you guys back on my podcast and radio show. And like I said, you guys got a busy weekend. Real quick, another question. This one from Melissa Keene. She says, hey guys, does Danny or Lauren have any unique books or rare books?
Oh, wow.
We have quite the extensive occult library, so.
Yeah, I have a few very limited edition. I want to say they're not books; they're more like booklets from when I was learning about the Golden Dawn, excuse me, and which is related with Aleister Crowley and things like that. And
I was just gonna say, if you heard of Aleister Crowley, I was just gonna say it. That's killer.
Yeah. Yeah, so I've got a few of those and stuff like that, information, man. We love books.
For my birthday this year, you got me all kinds of books from Hans Holzer.
Yes. I mean, books are like people, man. There's stories. There's so many stories. Can never have too many.
Right.
Oh, that's how I look at it now. I looked at it when I was a kid, and I was like, obviously comic books and shit were about it for me. Maybe the Beckett magazine, so I could check out my football cards price. But now, man, I go places, man. Like, dude, you know what I bought? Actually, it's funny how fitting. I went to an antique bookstore here in Southern Maine, and when we went to the Sleepy Hollow, I was all about Sleepy Hollow. I came back and I asked if they had the original Sleepy Hollow book, and for $250, I bought the 1821 version of Sleepy Hollow. Dude, it's the double Washington Irving's. It's the fourth print, but it's from him, 1821. He originally did it in 1819, but I paid $250 for 2 copies, and it's all short stories. It's got what the fuck's it got on it? It's got like I can't think of the name. It's shit, I can't think. It's one of those old books. But it's kind of like a bunch of old stories. I can't think of one of his old stories, but it's the Legend of Sleepy Hollow's in there, and it literally smells like my grandfather's basement and attic combined.
Yeah.
So I put it in my fireproof. Yeah, I put it in my fireproof safe, wrapped in a fucking tissue in my bedroom, locked with my keys in my fucking another place. So it's my little investment. But yeah, that's my little. I went in and he goes, I go, how much? He goes, $250. I go, I'll take it. He goes, well, here's 2. I go, I just want 1. He goes, no, it's a set. I go, wow. I Google it. It's worth 500. I go, holy fuck. So it's like
even
20
better
stories. Shit. Why can't I think of the name of the Catcher in the Rye? So it's, the original copy of Catcher in the Rye by him, the original Sleepy Hollow by him, like 14 other stories in 2 books, like a mini series. So I was pretty jazzed about that, dude. Yeah, I respect that. I'm trying to. Yeah, I love documentaries. You guys dig that shit, Lauren? Danny, you guys like documentaries and shit? You must.
Oh,
love
that's
them.
what we watch.
That's usually my go-to.
So you guys like serial killer shit?
Just about everything. Yeah, I mean the serial killer stuff. You know,
that's a given.
It's a great way to learn how not to get caught.
That's a given, she says. Oh man, in Connecticut, so much.
Scares me, Adam.
Who scares you?
Danny, when he starts trying to say, well, that teaches him how to not get caught.
Why you buy all this coffin wood? I make Ouija boards. Yeah, that's it. Ouija boards out of it, not coffins for my wife or nothing. What do you got a hearse for? Oh, to carry stuff around, not people. Yeah, that's it. Stuff around, not people.
Hey,
funny story about that one, Adam. Last year, when there was this big snowstorm, Danny drove me to work in my car, which is just a regular SUV, but then picked me up in the afternoon in his car,
which is the Hearse.
And go there.
And these two guys, she works at a hospital. These 2 guys were waving at me. No, they're like, over here, and I'm like, no, I'm over here. I don't want to go over there. That's like it's one of the official ambulatory doors or whatever. And I'm like, no, I'm over here. And they're like, no, back up here. And I was like, why? They're like, the bodies are up here. Pickup's up here. You're in the wrong spot. And I'm like, yeah, I'm picking up my wife, and my wife is alive. She works here. So, yeah, that was the talk of work next day.
Oh, it still is.
Yeah.
We just talked about it the other day, so.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. That stuff happened. What's that?
Dash, right? I mean,
I lost
instead of DoorDash, it's Dead Dash. You can just pick them up and deliver them and make a buck on the side.
Dead Dash. I like that. Yes. They wouldn't let me do an Uber with it. I tried.
Oh, why not, man? I know. Yeah. Be great. You don't have to worry about it. You can play music. You can smoke weed. The guy's not going to complain about shit. If he does complain, you might have a different story on your hand completely.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you a couple. I'm going to ask you a couple fun ones too. I know we're going to get going soon, but I want to ask you a couple fun ones. What do you guys dig for movies? What do you guys think of the new Halloween? You guys dig horror movies? You must.
Love horror movies. Yeah, I just can't get enough of them.
Right.
The new Halloween movie, did it need to be done? No. I watched it because it was done, and it was. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it.
Right.
It's done now.
Yeah.
That wood chipper showed you I think it's done. That kid got me confused. I thought he'd be taking over for Mike Myers, that little serial killer kid. I had no idea what the fuck he's doing anything in the movie, but.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. But she kept the mask, so I don't understand it.
Laura, you too? You like your horror movies and witchy movies and shit like that? I mean, it's all good. I'm pretty well-rounded like you guys are. It's Child's Play one night. It's Annabelle and the Conjuring the next night, and then it's a documentary on H.H. Holmes the next night.
There you go. That's a good pick.
It depends on the horror movie. I like the cheesy 80s ones more than anything else, like Evil Dead, and we were just watching that one.
Yeah.
Some of the movies that Danny has, I can't get through the the trailer, so we don't watch those. He watches those on his own.
Danny, what are they? I gotta know.
Oh yeah, she doesn't like Hereditary, things like that.
Well, that's pretty rough. Yeah.
Yeah.
It has some moments, There's some foreign films that, she just won't even go there, yeah.
Foreign films don't have
want to
restrictions.
leave.
Yeah, there's some rough shit out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Human Centipede's got nothing on some of these, or vice versa. Human Centipede's like nothing compared to some of these that you've seen.
Yeah.
So where can people find you guys as a whole? Let's plug a bunch of shit. Let's plug YouTube. Let's plug Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. I'm gonna give you the mic here for a good 5 minutes. Go ahead and just shout out where people can find you guys.
Well, the easiest way is www.theradikals.org. It's TheRadikals.org. And that will get you to everything. That'll get us to YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, everything that we do. And it'll get you to Creepy Chronicals. It'll get you to the Gravediggers Union, which is what we do with the Ouija boards.
It'll get you to MassConn Paranormal.
It'll get you to everything. It's kind of like a hub. It'll give you updates too, because also we're doing renovations on the house this year and part of next year, because next year we want to open up the museum to the public. And we also, later in the year, next year, we want to open up what we call a Dead and Breakfast, where you can come and spend the night and have a blast, I mean, not literally though, because our house was really cheap. We bought it. I got it because it was cheap. The previous owner put a shotgun in his mouth and pulled the trigger. So,
wow.
It right in the living room, right actually in the parlor where the museum is.
Oh, yeah.
And
if I spend the night, can I sleep on that spot?
I don't see why not. But we're also like, what we're going to be doing is
spend the night with you guys. I want to book a night right now for like next March.
We're gonna have like outside. This is by party like hopefully by next fall. We're gonna have a couple cottages outside, and you can also pick to stay in a cottage, and they're gonna be themed. Like one's gonna look like the Psycho house, another one's gonna look like
Michael Myers house.
One of them's gonna be like the Shining motif and things like that. But even though you're out in the cottages, you still have full access to the house. You can come into the museum anytime throughout the night. And there'll be a paranormal lab where you can research stuff and hands-on with equipment and things like that. It's kind of like a learning and fun experience. And Lauren will cook some badass food, and it's going to be a blast.
Sounds amazing. I mean, so you guys don't leave things unturned. You're very thorough. Like I said, at the Warren's Paracon, at the Portland Paracon, and I'm sure at Sleepy Hollow this weekend, where you guys are stationed this whole weekend. You're very thorough. You're very easy to talk to. You're very approachable. You're both smiling faces. You're very knowledgeable. And shit, man, seriously, let me know when that goes down. I'd love to come down and spend the night. I'll bring my pajamas. I got these haunted pajamas. Whatever I call it. I'd love to come down. Heather will come down, and that'd be great. And
we'd love to have you.
Beers. Let me know as soon as it opens up. I want the fucking. I want the Shining house. That's
come down. We'll do like an absinthe tasting too. We'll do some absinthe tasting.
Fuck. Oh boy, we'll have to fucking explore then. That'll be fun. I mean, Hannah, everything, Connecticut. What's that, Lauren?
There's one stipulation.
Uh-oh.
You have to bring Heather.
I would definitely. Oh, trust me, I wouldn't. I don't think I could go without her at this point. And she thinks the world of you guys. She was so. She's downstairs listening now. I'm at her house.
We think the world of you guys too. I mean, we were just talking about it earlier. You guys are down to earth. It's nice. It's very reassuring. It's about time that there's other people out there that are just down. Just out there doing what we do and enjoying it and sharing it.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. We don't make a lot of friends doing what we do because I don't kiss ass. I don't buy people's books just because they made a book. I don't go to people's events just because they have an event. If I'm getting if I have to go to an event and pay my way, or someone's inviting me to an event for free, I'm going to go to the event for free. And it's something against my friends. And if they should understand, they should back me. And if they don't, I'm sorry, but it's about living for free, and I'm grounded whether I have a TV fucking show or not, or a radio show or not. And that's why I reach out to people like Danny and Lauren Perez, the Radikals with a K, the Radikals. That I had a pleasure to talking with. This whole hour flew by.
It did.
I'm thinking maybe by Christmas, like maybe end of November by Thanksgiving, or possibly December. I get you on my visual podcast. By podcast again, we can talk and show some items and stuff. Maybe some shit like that.
Definitely, we could take a walk through the house and show you the Parlor Museum. We've got a casket, all kinds of crazy shit in there. I mean, it'd be a blast.
And you guys sell stuff. Like, can people purchase the coffin nails and cemetery dirt?
We're gonna be putting that stuff online very shortly. Yeah, not yet, but we're working on it.
Yeah.
That's good to know. That's good to know.
Yeah.
So just follow them on Facebook, guys. They have multiple accounts with the different groups. They're both down-to-earth people. If you're cool, too, they'll let you into their lives. But they're very busy. They're at part. You guys going to the WarrenCon part 2 this year or no in Connecticut?
Yeah, next weekend, next Saturday.
We'll be there.
All right. You guys, there's no reason why you can't see him. Come down and see him. Tell him Adam sent you. And Dana will probably punch you in the face for free, which is great. Just for mentioning my name. So seriously, a shout out to your little man. I don't want to bring it up again and tell the moment, but I know how much you loved him and as a good dog, it was part of your life. So shout out to Bella. Great show for him. I love animals more than people. I honestly love animals more than people, dude. I love his dog Athena more than I love most people. So
yeah, the funny thing is, I said the same thing. I was like, the reason why it hurts so much that I only had 14 years with her, and which is a long time, is because she's my best friend, and I trust and appreciate animals more than most humans because they're unconditional.
Yes.
Now stuck with me.
Lauren, oh stop it, Lauren. The way you cook is fine. Once you stop cooking, he may have to get rid of you. But as long as you're cooking a crisp like that, apple crisp. You know what's funny, Danny? You go to the grocery store and you see the 80-year-old lady over there bitching about the president snorting in her fucking. I just don't know. Why is the ham 38 cents more expensive than it says in the paper? And it's like, why is she still alive? My fucking dog's dead.
I know, right?
That's a whole nother show. Hey, you guys have a great time down in Tarrytown, Sleepy Hollow, New York. The Sleepy Hollow Paracon with a lot of great people. Shane Pittman's there, I think. Of course, Chris Sanders, Dave Childers, a couple friends of mine. Please say hi to everybody for me. I'm there in respect. There's a lot of people there. And awesome. If I don't see you at WarrenCon next week, have a great thing at WarrenCon. And thank you guys for coming on. Go to the hotel. Go get fucking drunk. Celebrate tonight. You got a big weekend. Go promote. Danny Perez, Lauren Perez.
Thank you so much.
Anything else?
Thank you so much.
Oh, Jimmy says hi real quick. Jimmy from Petanino from Nesper.
Hey, Jimmy P, man, Mr. Haunted.
Mr. Haunted himself checks in a little late, but he says what's up. He usually checks in on Fridays. He's pretty good. It says Jimmy King, but we know it's him.
Awesome.
So, man, you're well loved in this community by the right people. Remember that, and that's what I remember.
Yeah.
The right people will find you. It's meant to be. You guys are very. Fuck, we could talk a whole nother hour. Kane's giving me the boot. So seriously, let's stay connected. You're right in Connecticut.
Definitely.
Let's do something this winter, even if we just get a burger at fucking what's that?
Anywhere.
Which is the home of the cheeseburger there in New Haven. Lou's Lunch. Lou's Lunch. I went there on the way to fucking. Yeah, let's do that and go to whatever, man. We'll go to fucking whatever, man. The famous Mark Twain's house, and we'll go have a joint in the Mark Twain's house and go get high.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'd love to see you guys. Me and Heather would love to see you guys. And good luck with the bed and breakfast. Good luck with the museum, Lauren. Good luck with everything. You guys are the best. And make sure to follow them, guys. You guys are real quick. You guys on YouTube? Sorry, King, real quick. You guys on YouTube, Danny?
Yes, we're on YouTube. The radikals.org will get you to that channel, and there's some videos on there. There's a walkthrough of the museum and all that good stuff.
That's all on the YouTube channel. Good deal.
Yep.
Happy Halloween, everybody. I'm off next week. Like I said, I'm going to be actually next Friday, instead of the WarrenCon, I got invited to be part of a membership of mediumship. I'm going to have a table set up, Heather and I, for medium Kenneth Drake at Alexandria in Quincy, Massachusetts, where the USS Salem is, the first Dunkin' Donuts. The inventor of the donut hole is from Maine, but he's buried in Quincy, Mass. An old trail station is in Quincy, as well as John Quincy Adams and Martha Adams' grave and that's why it's named after the president who was born there, John Quincy Adams. So fuck, Quincy, Massachusetts is loaded. So Danny and Lauren, love you guys. Everybody listening, historians, love you guys. See you guys for season 2 the first week of November. I'm off next Friday. It'll be archives. So fucking A, stay blessed and keep those Ouija boards coming, Danny.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Love you guys. Lauren, make sure you keep that hearse under 100, okay?
I'll try.
All right, guys. Hey, best of luck this weekend at the Sleepy Hollow Paracon in Sleepy Hollow, New York. Thank you, historians. Historically Haunted Show on Paranormal King Radio Network. Thanks, guys.
You got it.
Hello, this is Adam Began, and I'm the host of Historically Haunted Show, where I talk about some very rare historical and haunted locations that I visited. I also interview some of the very best in the paranormal and cryptozoology field. So tune in every Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Paranormal King Radio Network. And prepare to be educated about the unknown.